Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Zinchenko says that Jesus is absolutely incredible in a training. Zinchenko has been talking about Gabriel Jesus and he has heaped praise on the Arsenal star for his attitude in the training. Both Zinchenko and Jesus have made a huge impact on this Arsenal side this season and helped to turn them into genuine title contenders. Of course, the pair played together during their time at Manchester City before moving to the Emirates Stadium. It's clear that the duo have built a strong relationship off the pitch, and Zinchenko has labeled Jesus as a special person. Zinchenko sat down with Sky Sports and discussed his relationship with Jesus. The Ukraine star revealed that Jesus is absolutely brilliant in training and that he always puts in maximum effort behind the scenes. He said, he is the real example of how hard you need to work every single day and with the right attitude. So, in the simple exercise like boxes, when we do this on pitch, normally the guys in the middle who are trying to take the ball back, they just like 50% of their focus or whatever. But him, he is like an animal. Sometimes there are a lot of frustrating moments in football when you don't play much, when you didn't play well last game, but him, his reaction after all these moments is incredible for his age. Being at City, I was watching him like, wow, that's the way you need to react in these moments. He was always the best on the pitch in the training sessions, always amazing talent. I know that he worked so hard to be in the position where he is right now, and I am so happy to know him personally. It's a pleasure to have this kind of teammate. Jesus and Zinchenko have really helped to transform this Arsenal side mentality since they both made the switch to North London. It's clear that Jesus leads by example behind the scenes at London Conley, and Mikel Arteta will be delighted to have the 26-year-old back from injury. He netted it twice last time out, and the Gunners will need him back to his best down the final stretch of the campaign if they are to land the Premier League crown. Jurgen Klopp says he's been impressed by Mikel Arteta. Liverpool boss Jurgen Klopp has admitted that he is impressed with the job Mikel Arteta has done at Arsenal this season. The Gunners are set to travel to Anfield on Sunday for what is a crucial clash for both sides. Arteta will be hoping his side can pick up what would be a statement win and see them move one step closer to the Premier League title. As for Liverpool, they are in desperate need of picking up 3 points to keep themselves in the hunt for a top 4 finish. Many wouldn't have guessed that it would be Arsenal pushing for the title this season, while Liverpool battle it out for a Champions League qualification. And ahead of Sunday's clash, Klopp has heaped praise on Arteta for the job he has done at the Emirates Stadium. Speaking to the Liverpool Echo, Klopp admitted that he's been impressed by the work Arteta has done at Arsenal over the past few years. He said, Mikel Arteta has been building for a few years now. The outcome is pretty impressive. I don't know exactly what you can say about us at the moment, so that shows the situation. It's still Anfield. We are at home and we still have to show a reaction and an improvement. He added, I know people ask for me time for managers, and I think Mikel deserved every minute when it didn't go well because they are there now. They made good transfers, pretty stable, brought in super important players, but not too many. Arteta has built a side that in many ways is similar to what the club has done at Anfield in the past, but Arteta is still at the beginning of his journey with his young, exciting Arsenal side. The £160,000 a week manager has come through some difficult spells during his time in North London, and the club have stuck by him. Arsenal are now reaping the rewards for sticking by their man and edging closer to picking up a Premier League title. Journalist shares latest update on Folarin Balogun's future at Arsenal. CBS journalist Ben Jacobs has claimed that Arsenal are not keen on selling Folarin Balogun this summer, and would prefer to loan him out. Balogun has impressed in France with Rams this season, having netted 17 goals in 28 League One appearances. The 21-year-old is making a real name for himself during his season-long loan spell away from the Emirates Stadium, which has led to speculation surrounding his future. Indeed, the likes of Inter Milan are reportedly weighing up an offer for Balogun ahead of the summer, but it seems that Mikel Arteta is keen to keep hold of the youngster for the time being. Speaking to Give Me Sport, Jacobs shared an update on Balogun's future at Arsenal. He said, "Right now, I don't see Arsenal entertaining an outright sale for Balogun in the summer. I think the two options will either be to persuade him to be a squad player and fight for his place and not want to loan him out, or send him out on one more loan and then work out whether or not he is a regular first teamer. I think that's what Arsenal are still debating at the moment, and come the end of the season and after pre-season, when they have looked at him up close and personal, that's when they will determine whether or not they want to keep him or explore another loan deal." Arteta recently labeled Balogun's form this season as phenomenal, but it remains to be seen whether or not he will be able to break into Arsenal's side. The Gunners have a wealth of options for the number 9 role, with Gabriel Jesus impressing since his switch from Manchester City last summer. Edin Ketia also performed brilliantly during the Brazilian's absence this season. Leandro Trossard has made a huge impact on this Arsenal side since he joined from Brighton in January too. It's difficult to see Balogun forcing his way into Arteta's side, but they will be wary of allowing a top talent like him to leave. It would be a smart move from Arsenal to send him out on loan once again next season and make a decision on his future further down the line. Arsenal target Vitor Roque is likely to join another club this summer. Speaking on his YouTube channel, Jack Talbot has been discussing Vitor Roque's future amid reports he is a target for Arsenal. The North London club are reportedly very keen on the Brazilian striker, being strongly linked with the attacker in recent weeks. However, sadly, Talbot believes he knows where the South American star will be going next, and it's not the Emirates. Indeed, the reporter claims that he expects the £31 million man to join Barcelona, stating that La Blaugrana have already had the player at their training ground and have rolled out the red carpet for him. Talbot shared what he knows about the young Brazilian. He said, "Vitor Roque, Barcelona, I would imagine. He has been to the training ground and stuff. They have showed him around, rolled out the red carpet for him. There is also interest from Aston Villa, Real Madrid, Manchester United, apparently, which is probably true. The sad reality for the other chasing parties is that when Barcelona come calling, it's very hard to turn them down, especially as a young Brazilian player. Indeed, Barca have a rich history of developing some of the very best Brazilian players we have seen in recent history, with the likes of Neymar, Ronaldinho, and Rivaldo all making their names at Camp Nou. Vitor Roque will have seen that, and he will have dreamed of playing for the La Liga giants and emulating his heroes from a young age. Arsenal stepping up a move for £13 million Bundesliga midfielder Gabriel Jesus. Arsenal have been linked with a move for the Eintracht Frankfurt midfielder Gabriel Jesus. The 26-year-old midfielder will enter the final year of his contract with the German club in the summer, and he has refused to sign an extension with them. A report from the Mirror claims that Arsenal are now stepping up efforts to sign the 26-year-old during the summer transfer window, and the player is set to cost around £13 million. So can operate as a central midfielder as well as a defensive midfielder. He could prove to be the ideal acquisition for the Gunners, who are looking to bring in a reliable partner for Thomas Partey. Partey has been outstanding for Arsenal this season, but the Gunners are lacking in depth when it comes to an alternative to him, so could partner the 29-year-old Arsenal midfielder in the middle of the park next season, and he could replace him on the side from time to time. Mikel Arteta's side will be playing in the Champions League next season, and they need a deeper squad to compete on all fronts. The 26-year-old midfielder is likely to be tempted to move to Arsenal if the Gunners come forward with a concrete proposal. They are well placed to win the league title, and they will be competing in the Champions League next season. Arsenal will be an attractive destination during the summer transfer window. A move to the North London club would be a major step up in the 26-year-old's career, and he will be determined to prove his qualities in the Premier League now. Arsenal now seriously interested in signing Alexis McAllister. Arsenal have been named amongst the clubs who are seriously interested in signing Alexis McAllister this summer. Renowned South American journalist Cesar Luis Merlo stated that Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United are all very keen on the Argentine, who was described as one of the best players at the World Cup after his triumphant exploits in Qatar. What's more is that Merlo has claimed that two of these three teams are already negotiating about a move for McAllister. It's not all that surprising to hear that Arsenal are in the race to sign the midfielder. After all, they have had their eyes on a number of Brighton's players in recent times. Indeed, they signed Ben White back in 2021 from the Seagulls. They backed Leandro Trossard in January, while they also had bids rejected for Moses Caicedo during that transfer window. Arsenal clearly have one eye on the ongoing games at the Amex, so it's not all that shocking to see that McAllister is now on the radar. Of course, whether or not the Gunners can actually sign the Argentine this summer remains to be seen. Manchester United and Arsenal are formidable opponents when it comes to any sort of transfer tussle, so the North London club may well find it out tough to win this race. However, the fact that Arsenal are sitting pretty at the top of the Premier League is bound to give them some sort of advantage, while we are also fairly certain that both White and Trossard would happily endorse the move to the Emirates, as they seem to be loving life at Arsenal right now. McAllister is clearly in demand as we head into the summer, and this is certainly a situation to keep an eye on. Arsenal plot summer move for a Brazilian attacker with 13 goal contributions. Arsenal are reportedly interested in signing the Porto winger Pepe at the end of the season. According to a report from Ebola, the 26-year-old winger is on the radar of the North London club, and it remains to be seen whether the Gunners are prepared to pay big money for him. The 26-year-old has been a key player for the Portuguese club, and he has a release clause of around 75 million euros in his contract. Porto are unlikely to let the player leave at a bargain, and it remains to be seen whether the Gunners can agree on a reasonable fee for him. He has a contract with them until the summer of 2027. Arsenal need to add more depth in the attacking areas, and the 26-year-old Brazilian could prove to be a useful addition. Pepe can play on either flank, and he will add pace, flair, and creativity to the Arsenal attack. The Brazilian has 5 goals and 8 assists to his name across all competitions. He has a long-term contract at the Portuguese club, and Porto are under no pressure to cash in on him just yet. Arsenal will have to come forward with a lucrative offer in order to lure him to the Premier League. The 26-year-old is likely to be tempted to join the North London club, and it would be a step up in his career. However, Arsenal could find it difficult to convince Porto during the summer transfer window. The Gunners have been overly reliant on players like Bukayo Saka and Gabriel Martinelli this season. Mikel Arteta's side will be competing in the Champions League next year, and they will need a deeper squad. The Arsenal manager needs to bring in someone who will help rotate his front three. Pepe seems like the ideal acquisition for the Gunners, and he could be a backup option to the likes of Saka and Martinelli next season. I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.